Believe this is the save. Stare down at my hands. They're a little sweaty. My body is drenched in sweat as well as if last night was incredibly hot. Somewhere I'm panting heavily. Alright, I need to calm down. First I catch my breath and then close my eyes. This is my room. It's before 7 in the morning. I'm the only one here and the first center is nowhere to be found. Just as she said, it was all a dream. Yeah, I know it was a dream. Now that I'm calm, I know she wouldn't ever do something like that. Then that means what happened last night was not real. Let out a deep breath. All the same, I definitely still feel restless about this finger on my body. Like the sensation. Okay. It was a dream, but it felt too real. It makes me think it was real. All the same, it has got to be a dream. Can't tell if that's something I should be happy or disappointed about, but it's just all my imagination anyway. But why? Why did I see that kind of dream? Innocent is my important friend, but does having a dream like that mean she has a woman too? Just thinking of it, the overly real memory of her skin rushes back. To make sure I'm not still dreaming, I hug myself. Yeah, this is definitely real. Skin is so fundamentally different from their skin, like this is soft, so warm. Okay, that fucking line again. She was really mean. Just thinking about it makes my blood go wild. Maybe I'm unsure of bad things, but it's true that it did feel exceedingly good. I should feel a bit guilty dreaming about doing that to something, but I recall the dream and just sit there thinking about it. But then she somehow flew around off my bed as if trying to escape. No, in fact, I was trying to escape, but it just ended up with me landing on the floor with the sheets. Hey, sweet. How long have you been there? Since before you awoke, Shiki-sama. She speaks with her usual lack of expression. What if I chose Hisui? Oh no. Still lying on the floor, tangled in the sheets and unable to stand, I look up at Hisui's face. Before I woke up, then that means Hisui saw my face when I was having that dream. My face turns deep red. Hisui just stands there expressionless as usual. Makes no attempt to speak. Did I look strange? I do not wish to describe it. I knew it. I must have looked really weird. But if you insist, Shigi-sama, I can describe as accurately as I can. No, you don't have to do that. My face still flushed. I speak in a fading voice. Hisui-san, I give a cough after clearing the silence. Adding san to her name was a clear sign of my vulnerability. Read all this before, but it's still funny. What is it, Shigi-sama? I'm going to change, so would you mind waiting outside? Or rather, I'm so embarrassed I want her to leave. She doesn't obey today of all days. Once I can confirm you are awake, I will leave the room, Shigi-sama. Is she joking? Why does she think I'm covering myself up in these sheets? She hides something that's still standing. I'm fine, so please leave. I can get up and I won't go back to sleep. No changing clothes, remember as soon as you leave. This year presses me out of worry. No, that's not it. Standing, I mean, I can stand, so don't worry about it. Okay. Drop machines like a slug and gain some distance from her. Keeping the barrier, get far and far. Please excuse me. You already viewed this and you like to skip, sure. If it doesn't concern yourself the first from here and knocking, not surprise her from behind. No. Or you viewed this and would you like to skip? Ah. Having us to right at me like this makes me remember my dream. Tonokan was wrong. Face is turning red. Hey, it's nothing. Just I had a bad dream. I don't feel very well. Think I'm honest that I don't say I don't feel bad at all. Tonokan. She looks at me with a very serious expression. Senpai? I'm perplexed. I feel as if Senpai is reading my mind and I remember more and more of last night's dream. Tonokan, you said you had a bad dream. What does that mean? Does it mean anything and it's none of your business? Don't worry about it and I'm asking what you're doing. It is my business. Tonokan, you in simple last night, did you? Eh? Well, she is right, but simply how do you know about that? Your face is all red. To know you're sick, but you don't look well, Tanukun. Oh, I see. I was surprised for a moment there. She was right about last night, so I thought. What this dream, Tanukun? Please tell me what kind of dream it was. Sinbad asked me again as she hasn't given up. Fine, it's not a big deal really. Just you're in it a little. I answer reluctantly. All of a sudden, I was in it. Senpai gets mad. Senpai. Senpai step away and stares at me. What the fuck, man? Why would you say that, man? Every time I don't make the choice myself, he fucks it up. Senpai officially wants to say something more, but she just gives a quick bow and runs away. Tilts my head in confusion. Then the homeroom bell echoes through the hallway. Yeah, worry with this one. Would you like to skip? Skip. 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 Feel like I might be making bad choices in a lot of these. Don't skip. What happened here? I forgot. Tonokun, are you going home now? I thought I'd talk with you a little bit. You're going to have some tea now, right? I was thinking of joining you. No, I'm going home now. I have something to do, and this month club funding is getting a little low. I see all those tea stacks were bought with club money. But come to think of it, a club that can buy snacks with its own funds must be wonderful. So I can't keep you company, Tonokun. Do you have any plans after this? Me? No, not anymore. Well, then care to walk me to the front gate? Yeah, it would be with my pleasure. Senpai grins and nods and walks by my side. We decide to walk together for 5 minutes to the school gate. Without any serious talk between us, we arrive at the school gate. Well then, see you tomorrow, Senpai. Raising one hand, I start off down the road in the opposite direction from her. Oh, please wait, I have something I want to ask you, Tonokun. What is it? Yesterday you said there was someone that looked like me. Kind of got curious, so I wanted to hear a bit more about it. Her eyes burn with curiosity, but to me that's not something I really want to recall. Sorry, I don't want to talk about it. It was just a mistake. I mean, it's okay. Look away from Senpai as I give a vague excuses, that's all. Senpai quickly ends her questioning. But you saw that person late at night, right? Tonokun, night, walking around late at night like that is pretty dangerous. Those serial killings have been continuing, you know. If you meet that serial killer, that would be terrible, wouldn't it? Senpai worried about me walking out late at night? Yes. You're a good person, you're the type that to get easily tricked and put in danger. Senpai looks like she's seriously worried. Yes, your concern makes me extremely happy. Okay. Thanks, Senpai, but it's alright. The one behind those incidents is gone. Eh? Gone? What do you mean? Crap, Dash is a secret between just me and the kid. Can't talk to Senpai about it, and besides, it's no use telling her about it. Yeah, that's right, it's dangerous to walk around at night, really. Anyway, from now on, please stop walking around at night. You're a good student. Yeah, I know, I'm sure about being a good student. But I won't play around at night anymore, like you say. Senpai stares at me. Does she not believe me? She doesn't seem convinced. I get it, then I promise. And she got a hand. Senpai, I owe you one for that time, so I'll do as you ask. So it's a promise. You want to shake hands? Yeah. We're a bit too old for pinky promises, so we'll shake hands. After standing there a little perplexedly, Senpai takes my outstretched hand. I understand, it's a promise, Tonokun. She shakes my hand up and down. Well then, goodbye. Let's meet again at school tomorrow. Wrapped up in the sunset, Senpai disappears. After watching her go, I decide to head home too. Makes sense. I walk up to the road and back to the mansion. It's not quite 6 o'clock yet. There's still an hour until there's some time. Skip. I die before I'd say it. Arcade doesn't concern you, so leave me alone. I look away from her and refuse. But Arcade keeps saying come on, over and over. Come on, tell me, you can at least tell me who you dreamed about, she asks like a curious kid. Every time I turn away, she keeps jumping in front of me saying come on. Please just let it go, there's something wrong with that dream. Even know that. I don't know why I saw that dream. Arcade says it's my greatest desire, but I don't want to think that's what it was. Oh, maybe it turned into a nightmare? She does tend to write the story to her liking when fond of her target. She's only a novice, so I guess it couldn't be helped. Okay. Okay. As I said, the most incompetent succubus. I kept things aloud. Writes the story to her liking, what do you mean? Saying she interprets your desire in her own way. The dream familiar as saying she is just a child, so she likes to play pranks. What the I see, that's the relief. That's right, that dream, it couldn't have been what I wanted. I let out a sigh of relief. With this, my innocence has been proved, but argued. Why did you send me such a thing? That's too much even for harassment. I wouldn't harass you. Sent you the dream familiar to thank you for defeating Dash. I really am grateful to you, so I thought it would be great if it made you happy. Thank me. Well, I'm happy you're grateful, but no matter what, I'll pass on that sort of thanks. Oh, come on, are you saying you can't accept a person's goodwill? Hey, you're not a person, you're a vampire, Arcade. That's true, but Arcade some social why would you say that? How do I say this? Actually, is very open in expressing her emotions. Being happy, being angry, she changes her expression so quickly, it's actually kind of charming. Said she was a vampire, but she really does seem like a human, even though enough to even make me forget that fact. You have already viewed this game, would you like to skip? Yes. I mean, I should have made a lot of saves already, but I didn't. But at least I'll make this one. Otherwise, this is just not gonna work. Senpai is dear to me. Despite all this, I don't even want to think that Senpai is my enemy. Senpai is my dear friend. Enemy or ally, I can't save her like that. What is this? Then what am I to you? You're someone I can't leave alone, and scratch my cheek. Someone I can't leave alone, and I'm considered in a completely different way than Senpai. When I was looking for her, I was getting so frustrated when I couldn't find her. It was something like feeling worried about a loved one. No, there's no way that's true. Suddenly she's beautiful, but Look, just give it a rest. Why do you ask about that anyway? How can I know? Being screamed at irrationally, she screams back at me irrationally. Fine, that I don't know you at all, Shiki. Hey, hold on, where are you going? It has nothing to do with you. Don't follow me. I'm not playing Arcade Road, man. This is fucked up, man. Okay, we're here. I forgot what this church is for. My mouse keeps double clicking, that's not really nice. It's still a saved game. I fucked it up, I remember now. My entire body is convulsing. Is it gonna work this time? It hurts. My chest is burning. My mind is drifting away. My fingers claw at the tatami mats in pain, and I pull and rip at the mats, but it doesn't stop the pain. Pain. Such pain is frightening. Ooga, kwa. Can't bear it. If it lasts another second, then it would be better just to die. Final venture with Shiki, yeah? Lift my head off the floor before that. Before that, my pain disappears. I don't feel pain anymore. I don't even feel heavy. I don't even feel alive. Try to say something, but my throat doesn't move. There's nothing. No pain, no sensation, not even freedom. Don't know what is going on, so I try to get up. My body doesn't even twitch. It's not that I'm tied down, nor is it that my entire body is numb. If I have to give a metaphor, it's like my body is already dead, but my mind is mistakenly still lingering in my body. Of my fine senses, only my five senses, only my sight is still alive. The room is dark. It's already night outside. I can't move my face, so I move my eyes. Something. I hear something nearby, but I can't really hear anything. Seems something is wrong with my ears since I can't even hear my own breathing. Just I feel like I can dimly hear a pained voice calling my name. Oh, thought you had completely disappeared, but you're awfully persistent, Shiki. Can hear a voice I shouldn't be able to hear. Glance around the dark as best as I can. There I see something I don't know about. Who is that? I've never seen him. Never seen him, but I feel like I've known him from a long, long time ago. What's this? How many of you, Shiki? You've been looking at me for. You've been looking for me for so long, and when I come out, you don't remember me? With an amused laugh, he stares at me with bloodshot eyes. My mind, the only thing still working, freezes. He didn't say it yet, but I know he's a vampire. That he's the serpent sent by Arcade are looking for. No, that's wrong. Certainly I'm the vampire known as the Serpent of Akasha. But too, I'm not the serpent, but rather Shiki, right? Man, how cold of you. You make me look stupid for thinking about you all these 8 years. Hey, don't you feel the same way, Ciel? He says that while looking at me. Senpai, is Senpai here? But where? Can't see her, nor do I sense her presence. If she is here, then why isn't she doing anything about him? In front of me right now, or enemies in front of me. Shouldn't have skills, something she can't do that much about. Right now she isn't in a condition to really show herself in front of others. But in the first place, I don't think you can really see anything right now. Another sound, something. I can hear the sound of something tenacious, almost madly clawing the tatami mats. Hey, didn't you really not to pay attention to that? Look, Shiki, the only thing you should see is me. The only thing you should hear is my voice. The only existence you should acknowledge is mine. The only one that lets you live is me. Finally, at last I've met you here, so don't think of anything other than me. A sharp sound from the hand of the man before me, this vampire called the Serpent. I hear a sickening sound, and then I hear a faint, pained gasp. No. Can't quite make it out. Did you really forget, Shiki? Was the old man's hypnosis that good, or did you lose your memory after dying once? Shit, either way, what a waste. Do you understand these 8 years? I've waited these 8 years. I've waited for this instance where I could steal everything from you, the one who killed me. But what use is it now if you don't remember? What is he saying? I killed him? That's right. If you've forgotten, then remember the three of us were always together, right? In the Tono mansion, Aki and you and I would play in the garden together. Before I became like this 8 years ago that day. I can't remember. Certainly seems like there was another kid with us back then. You can't remember? And we were such good friends too. He grits his teeth. His whole body quivers with emotion as if he was brimming with vexation. Jeez, was I the only one in pain? That's terrible, Shiki. I was always locked away by my old man, but I could always sense you. Haha, because I was using your life. Even though we're not connected by blood, we're connected by our souls. That's why I wanted you to have a terribly gruesome end. How unfortunate, he says. That sound again. The sound of someone clawing at the tatami mats. What an annoying woman. I stole this life. This was mine since 8 years ago. Think I can just give it back to Shiki? In the first place, I would die with it. Ciel, are you telling me to die? How cruel. Just be quiet and stay dead right there. Another piercing sound, the clawing noise stops. Where were we? Ah, that's right. We were talking about how deep our bonds were. What I wanted to say is this, Shiki. I'm your brother, but you and Akia seem to have heartlessly forgotten that. My Tonoshiki's brother? Well, I'll keep it at that. Shiki, you've heard from Ciel about me, right? A reincarnated soul, a vampire that returns to life after it dies. His eyes narrow, his mood turns different from before. His soft, almost human personality starts to disappear. This is my 18th reincarnation. You know about my requirements for the new reincarnating body, right? A family that carries power with its blood and has influence in society. There's no need to say what fits those requirements. During the 17th time, my previous self chose the Tono bloodline. Choosing the Far East was just a whim. Maybe I just wanted a change of scenery from my previous reincarnations. I was killed by the princess and my 18th self was reborn as Tonoshiki. I had no complaints about his body, his intelligence and development advanced rapidly, and the weather in this country was comfortable. But that was as far as it went. The serpent, well, Ra made a mistake in that the power of the Tono bloodline was too great. Akia and I were only half human after all. The other half is as much a monster as Roa, which those of the Tono line must resist throughout their lives. But some people are weak, which stops them from resisting. It is the duty of the head of the Tono household to kill those who succumb to this inversion and are no longer human, but to sum it up, I lost. Normally Roa wouldn't awaken until I became an adult. But since you and I are connected, you can understand, right, Shiki? Two wills cannot exist in one body. It's possible if the other personality stems from a person's will and a completely different will cannot enter. But a completely different will cannot enter. What happens when it can't? Simple. The vessel, the brain cries out. Headaches occur. Suddenly, without reason, without meaning. Headaches, don't tell me. That's right, your headaches have flowed from me to you. Didn't I say so earlier? I'm using your life. We are two people using the same life. So if I can move like this, then you end up as immobile as a corpse. What kills a will is another will. My will to live is stronger than yours. Well, but you are still amazing. I'm using your strength trying to kill you, but that's strange. Why are you still alive? As he tells his head, he really does look perplexed. I'm the one who wants to tilt my head questioningly. That reminds me of Yuji Tae, who died fucking 1,000 times. Such a good novel. Fuck me. Why is he using my life and what in the world is he? My mind is brimming with questions. Seems you still don't understand, Shiki. I told you the only thing that can kill a will is another will. In other words, killing the will does not kill the body. The Roa inside of me was another will besides my own. 8 years ago that summer day, Roa killed the will of Tonoshiki. Like I said, I'm Tonoshiki, right? Yeah, you're Tonoshiki. True imposter who became the eldest son of the Tono household in place of me, who succumbed to inversion. Listen up. I even liked you, Shiki. Me and my old man didn't get along either, and you were a good guy. You really were good friends. Of course, I loved Rakiha too, but I couldn't allow her to grow more attached to you. Wait, what is he saying? Yeah, I remember that feeling from that time. Everything turned crimson and I started to hate everything. The voices of the birds, the leaves on the trees, everything became bothersome to me, and I discovered where I came across. 8 years ago, Shiki, in that courtyard, Rua killed my will. Normally it would have been all over when Rua awoke, but the Tono family is special. As soon as my reason was lost, my body succumbed to inversion. Because it's what you call an inversion impulse, but you do what you always thought was taboo. I guess deep in my heart I was jealous of you. In the end, I killed you because you were there. Man, there never was a pleasure greater than that time. Piercing your chest with the sand and feeling your heart as you coughed up blood. Thought I was born again. Felt so wonderful I stood there wanting to play with your dying body even longer. But I was pushing my luck. While I was eagerly trying to rip out your heart, someone informed the old man. That bastard had rushed over and killed me. Me, his real son. Shit. I guess cruel fathers do exist. Father like that can't complain when he's killed by his own son, right, Shiki? Well, in the end, I felt pretty good. Blood. In that courtyard. The bloody corpse of a child. So, this fucking guy. He killed the old man too. Cool. He killed the Tono father. Cool. I mean, I guessed it. I thought that's probably the case, but just confirming now, I guess. That's right, I'm the one who killed you, but you lived through it and took over my place as Tonoshiki. My old man, that bastard, locked me away like trash in an underground cell after killing me, because he couldn't have it known that his eldest son was dead. He took you, his adopted son, and replaced me. I was adopted? Ah, Hare. Yeah, the old man used you after your miraculous recovery. Fortunately for him, we were kids. We didn't doubt the fact that we were actual brothers and you were pretty screwed up from that incident. My old man deceived you and Akia with a simple lie and made you forget about me, the true Tonoshiki. The one was there. After that accident. Why was I all alone like that? In other words, that means... Yes, it's because no one needed you. Well, in order to break the image of his family, you were treated as Tonoshiki. Yeah, but I did need you. Because thanks to stealing your life, I was able to survive when my old man killed me. For that and only that, I thank you, Shiki. I don't understand, so why? Why am I still alive then? Who knows? Like to know that myself, but it really doesn't matter. Because you're going to die here anyway. Saying that hero stands up slowly. Your painful death was the goal of this body of Tonoshiki. We've gone along with that this long, but it's time to lower the curtain. Even for me to have two bodies with one life is not very efficient. The voice sneers, I'll be killed like this. No, I say I'll die, but maybe I'm already dead. My arms and legs can't move, my eyes, my ears, my nose don't work. There is nothing left. I don't want to just accept what he says. But I don't care about anything anymore. My eyes that can see that because my body is already like a dead body. In the end, I was just an imposter. And on that summer day 8 years ago, I was already dead. Tonokun. But I can hear a voice, a sobbing voice, an incredibly sad, almost shouting voice. Oh my god. I could take a piss. Or did my will force my eyes to open? I finally grasped what it was this bastard sitting on while he gave his long speech. Damn, you regenerated again? Rose looks stopped. He turns around to Senpai. Didn't it teach you to say that? You really are nice, huh? What the fuck? With the piercing sound, Rua takes one of Senpai's swords and thrusts it into her body. Ugh, her pain voice. Her nails dig into the tatami mat. Sawing and clawing, her nails are almost peeled off and her breathing is like a combusting engine. But still, Tonokon, clawing and writhing, she frantically convinced to call out my name as a lighter glass like a cut puppet. Unknowing moment, I tell you, no matter how many times you call out his name, Shiki won't hear you. Right now he's just a living corpse, he can only hear my voice. No, not even my voice. He only knows my will because of the connection of life between us. How can you not understand that fact? More piercing sounds, a sword pierces Senpai's body. Her body twitches in response, even to Senpai when she calls out my name as if she was a broken record. Tonokon. It's a pain-filled sobbing voice. I could hear it. I definitely heard it from before, but I probably didn't listen to half of what she said. Even as she spit out blood, she kept calling out to me. I was just lying there like a thrown-away broken doll. An immortal body? How foolish. If you had this much power, you could have defeated me. The sound of stabbing again, but for such a guy, you had laid down your swords. I'm disappointed, Elysia. A piece of trash like you is actually my daughter makes me sick. What the fuck? Trust. As if he's lost his mind, he keeps stabbing Senpai over and over again. Her defenseless back. What the fuck happened here, man? Her shoulders, her legs, her throat. Her bloody arms outstretched towards me. Mercilessly stabbing. Despite this, her lips keep calling my name. Can't hear it anymore. It's not that my ears are no longer working, but her throat is already dead. But she still keeps calling out to me as if she's wishing I'll be able to move. She continues on like that. To be honest, I don't understand why she would go that far. I'm almost going insane. Watching her be stabbed for my sake makes me almost insane. Stop, but I don't move. No matter how frustrated I am, I can't move. No matter what I do, this body doesn't move. Wonderful, a simple hatred that is almost lethal. It was just an instant, but I felt your will directed against me. You may want to kill me, but this isn't something to be mad about. He pulls out a sword. Senpai's body sinks towards the floor. Before that can happen, he pulls her up by the hair. Look, boy, let me choose you something. No matter how limitless the regenerative ability of a vampire is, it only lasts only when they are alive. Their immortality is only as long as they are alive. Once they die, their powers of recovery cease immediately. Vampires are only difficult to kill, not immortal, but splat. A black spurt springs forth from Senpai's chest. Her chest breaks apart. Raw impulse impales her heart from behind. The throat that ties moves. Spewing forth blood, her body writhes in agony. But the amazing thing about this woman is, even if she dies completely, it isn't her but time itself that restores her body. Do you understand? After she dies without anyone's help, even her own, the soul itself returns it back to normal in order to rectify a contradiction. For example, just like this, Rosamund's voice lifts in delight, and at the same time, the sickening sound of black sword springs forth from Senpai's forehead. Her head from behind, with that thin, sharp sword. While she was living, her brain was pierced. Yeah, isn't it natural for a pierced brain to bring death? Look, she's flailing about like a fish on a hook. Full of amusement, Raw loses himself in amusement. But look, even though the light in her eyes faded, her heart is starting to beat again. Shit, what a fucked up life. Makes us the ones living with only one life look foolish. He swings his arm, as if she really was a piece of trash. Senpai's body slams into the wall. That was it, that's enough. I don't care what happens, I don't care if I go crazy. I don't care if people call me a murderer. See, I'm cute compared to her. This is a monster that comes back from nothing, even if you kill every last bit of her, every last cell of her. Is killing something that doesn't really die really a sin? Hehehe. A high, ill-sounding laugh. Rua throws a sword in his hand towards Senpai as if he was playing darts. Splud. That is a signal. With that, all rational thought splinters away. I stand up. Bastard, how can you move? There's no need to say it. The one with the stronger will uses the life, right? Then up until now, I never thought this strongly about anything before. This can't be. Am I weaker than you? Bro, I'm going to kill you. In the darkness, my knife crosses against his claws. His movement is almost blindingly fast, but my body follows him. My arms move as if they belong to someone else. My eyes persistently accurately look at just his lines. My entire body burns. My brain feels like it's on fire. Just like when I first saw that golden-haired princess of the vampires, my body is like something else. Okay. Roa springs away. One of his legs, his upper right arm, his left collarbone area. I have already cut through the lines there. The prize is my right arm. Roa first took my arm holding the knife. So if it restores my remaining arm, it would mean my loss. In this situation, losing means certain death. I don't believe it. A match for me, a vampire. Your eyes are perhaps more appropriate for me than this body. If you don't realize it, then that's fine. This story is a boring one, not even worth talking about. With a shuffle, Roa increases the distance between us. It's a very old story, the last of a fool who obsessed over living forever. Just wondering who it was that actually won that. To live forever. That was the miracle that Roa dreamed about. I decided that an everlasting cycle of rebirth is an eternity. But that is no different than a continuation of a single bloodline. If there is such a thing as a power that Roa, who accepted death, can earn at the end of his reincarnation instead of the power that steals the lives of others like vampires, I just thought the power you have, the power to see death, was an appropriate end for me. His body lowers a bit. I just had that ridiculous idea. His arm reaches out. I slice through it instantaneously. Gah. Roa runs away. Follow after him. His movements are many times faster than mine. But it doesn't matter. Just killing. I don't care about anything else. In reality, I've already killed one of his legs and his speed is reduced. As he runs away, he braces his hand against the wall and glares at me. Shit, do you intend to fight yourself, Shiki? Don't be silent, you're me. I am Shiki and you are Shiki. We are the same type of being. Doesn't matter if that bastard Yora existed or not. I was originally a creature eating human flesh. As a child, I had this urge to eat human flesh. Even though that has changed to drinking blood, if Roa hadn't entered my body, I would have certainly become a human-eating monster. But that's the same for you. Like I enjoy eating human flesh, you enjoy killing others. Remember the urge you had when you first saw that woman, the ecstasy of killing with that knife. The urge I had when I first saw her, that was when I killed our kid. Yeah, that's right. No matter how much you pretend to be a good person, that's something you can't excuse. You wanted that woman and did the thing that got you the most excited. What can you call that other than being a killer? You and I are the same. We are both abnormal people living in the same place. Shut up. If I hear his voice any longer, I'll go crazy. Yes, the same. So why are you trying to kill me? It's just that Roa entered me. If Roa entered you instead, our positions would have been reversed. But you're going to kill me? You're just hurting yourself. Roa screams just past 8 years. The monster who made his lair in the city, feeding off the blood of countless people, screams, I'm not you, you're just a killer. Idiot, you don't understand, do you? I thought so too at first. That I'm sane. That even if this Will is here, thought it would be fine, but it wasn't. You're the same. You, like me, will end up as a killer, Tonoshiki. He laughs, isn't that right? I know that's inside you too. You know that impulse is not something that flows from me to you. Just admit it, killer. Your inversion impulse is nothing more than what you wish for. I raise my knife. I don't want to hear his voice any longer. I focus my gaze on him. All that's left is just slice them. I see. You're trying to kill me, Shiki. He pulls back. That's his final move, but don't you ever wonder which one of us was really killed? Suddenly I halt my attack. Yes, in the end both of us died in that place. So I might be the one killed by Roa and you might be Tono Shiki taken over by the serpent, right? Hey Shiki, didn't you ever think about it this way? That you just have not realized it, but you were already insane a long time ago. That can't be true, can it? Ha. I get kicked into the wall from behind. Gah, what is this? Being distracted by such stupid words, my remaining arm becomes shredded and painted in blood. Can't move it one bit and my knife clatters to the floor. And in front of me Roa stands with his furious bloodshot eyes. Idiot, that's not it at all. I'm Roa. You had that inverse insult because you were connected to me subconsciously. He grins. Roa takes a step forward. Bye Shiki, it's been fun. With that he swings his knife like claws downward. There's no pain, just the sound of splashing blood. You bitch. Roa's voice rings out in front of me. Senpai's body takes the full force of Roa's claws. Can't think of anything. No, there's no need to think. Scoop up my fallen knife with my mouth, my teeth tighten around the hilt. I dash into Roa almost like I was collapsing onto him. Slice the line running diagonal from his shoulder. Kwa, he screeches like some demonic bird. Running away from Senpai and me, he jumps directly into the window and falls out. The glass shatters and he falls outside. I won't let you get away. I run to the window. Damn. But of course I can't jump from the third floor. Under the moonlit night, as if he didn't receive a fatal wound by just having his lines of death cut. Roa runs away like a beast. Can't chase him. From here I can chase him. But it seems like there's no need for that. Under the moonlight, Roa's running figure stops. There isn't one person outside but two. One the beast-like figure of Roa, one the sublime figure of the vampire princess. The fight lasted only an instant. Roa screams as he dies and fades to ash. Arcued. She stands there composed and looks up at me, then disappears before my eyes. Ha! I'm exhausted. My body collapses on the floor. Leaning against the wall, I sit down. Ka! The knife falls from my mouth and my elbow down. From my elbow down, my right arm is shattered, twisted, and split. Roa's claw marks remain gouged into my left shoulder, and my left arm hangs unmoving. Feel like a squid or an octopus with both my arms just hanging there. Senpai looked down the hallway. I looked down to her. Senpai had collapsed when she protected me earlier and there. Senpai, your wounds are okay? Yes, a wound like this will heal quickly. Cannot make out her face since it's dark, but I thought it looked paler than usual. Gah, thump. Headache, thump. This headache, thump. Because I still see these lines, thump. I have this headache. Tonokun, what's wrong? Nothing, it's just my head hurts. I should reply as I bear the pain. My hands. If I could move them, I could hold my head and maybe calm down. But they don't move an inch. Probably because you saw too much death. Tonokun, you're pushing yourself too much. Trying to defeat Ro by yourself was being reckless. It's not reckless, you're the one being reckless. Why did you let him do that to you? He just caught me off guard. Yet I heard all of it. I heard her sent throw away herself to protect me. Going through that just broke me was stupid. Going through that and just calling out my name, there's something wrong. I suppose no matter what I did, you revived by yourself. I guess I was just doing useless things. Not, that's not it at all, but I heard you. Tonokun, your voice, I know I heard it. You kept calling my name, so it made me realize that I was still alive. So save me wasn't my desire to kill you, but it was just Senpai's voice. Girl, Tonokun, your wounds, do they hurt? Please wait, I'll heal them. No, it's not really my arms. This headache is terrible. The pain isn't coming from outside, but feels like it is shooting out from inside me. It's a reaction from seeing too much death, suddenly overworking your brain like that probably caused too much blood flow. I know that, but look, your power is very dangerous to you, Tonokun. Seeing that which should not be possible to see puts a huge strain on your body, and your blood vessels will not be able to handle the flow of your blood. Seeing the death of something close to you, like humans, shouldn't be a problem. But seeing the death of things that don't naturally have a death is extremely dangerous. Yeah, that's okay though, Senpai. Ro is not dead, I don't have to see any more death. So I don't have to see them. Senpai, do you know where my glasses are? Huh? My glasses, without them I see these lines all the time. If I don't have them, I'll go crazy. They're probably in the tea ceremony room. So could you please get them for me? Tonokun, what are you saying? Your glasses are definitely. I understand, I'll go get it right away, so please close your eyes. If you use them much longer, it will be really bad for you. Yeah, I'll do that, thanks. Close my eyelids. After only a few moments, I can feel Senpai's fingers on my face. Here you go, it's all okay now. Please open your eyes, Tonokun. Ah, the lines of death are now gone. My headache disappeared as I closed my eyes, and I can now see Senpai's face clearly. Thanks, Senpai. Now it's back to normal. But you're saying there's still some more before you return to normal, so please keep still. Says that and sits down beside me. These wounds really aren't that bad. I'll be able to heal them right away, so please hold on just a little longer. Senpai carefully reaches out and holds my twisted arm. There's an almost tickling warm sensation. My cold arm begins to warm up again, and the numb pain returns after that. If there's pain, it lets you know you're alive. Now let's take care of your left arm. With a light step, she moves over to my left side, and puts her hand on my shoulder. Amazing, my left arm is already healed. It isn't amazing. This is my normal profession, so it's only natural I can do that. Her normal profession? Is she a nurse or something? Well, I don't think a nurse could heal a shattered arm like that in a matter of minutes, though. Hey, Senpai, yes? Senpai, just what kind of person are you? Come to think of it, I don't really know anything about your show, Senpai. The fingers over my wound suddenly stopped. It was only a momentary reaction. I'm the same as you, Tonokun. I also have not had this body from birth. I was also close to death. No, I'm someone who died and came back to life. And it just became a habit for me to come back to life. Is she joking? She gives a faint smile. What do you mean? If you die, you normally can't come back, right? What I'm saying is that I was not normal. Not normal, like Arcade. She doesn't respond. Is she done? Senpai stands up. They're all finished. How is it? Can you move? I lift my hands and move them around. My fingers can move at will, and there's only a little pain. Yeah, no problems. Thanks, Senpai. I'm just always helped by you. Senpai doesn't answer. She just smiles. Then let's go back. There's no need to be here any longer. Senpai starts to walk away, picking up my fallen life. I follow her after school. The two of us walk to the gate under the moonlight. Senpai doesn't say anything. Looking at her back, I think reluctantly about things I don't want to consider. Roy is gone, Arcade is also gone. Their purpose was to remain late, so Senpai has no reason to stay here any longer. This is serious. I know it all along, but I never thought this would come so quickly. I want Senpai to stay here. I wanted to stay, but it isn't this my problem. She'll glance at Senpai's face. What does Senpai plan on doing? And then Senpai suddenly stops walking. Tonokun, she looks seriously at me with eyes devoid of any emotion. What is it, Senpai? About what we were talking about before. About how you like Arcade? She nods. She's staring me in the eye. She starts to speak. Tonokun, if I was a vampire, what would you do? Well, my mind goes blank. I don't know what she wants to hear. Still, Senpai, even if you're a vampire, that wouldn't change. Her expression remains the same. Just for an instant, I think she smiles sadly. I'm the same as her. Just like she's a vampire as an experience, I just might be a vampire as a sense of self. She speaks as if it was a monologue. I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what to say to that. So just like before, I can only say what I really feel. That's fine. Yeah? I said that's fine. Even if you are a vampire, I still like you, senpai. What? Senpai stands there in complete amazement, realizing what I just said. I blush furiously and look away. Again, how do you blush furiously? Anyway, that's all I want to say. Come on, let's go back, senpai. Trying to hide my embarrassment, I pull myself to reality. Go back. Where is senpai going to return to? Suddenly feel terrible. So afraid to look at her face and can't turn around. Tono-kun, from behind me, senpai first calls out. Her quiet, emotionless voice was it. What is it? I answer without turning. No, I came to the city, right? Yeah. Fortunately, I know. Came to kill Roa. Yes. But I haven't told you why yet. I really meant to tell you in the tea ceremony room, but things ended quickly. That's true, it was kind of disappointing. But wasn't you chasing Roa part of your duty in the church? No. The place I'm in doesn't really have much work. Even when there is, it's only a few times a year I get called there. So this time is my own judgment. Not because of the orders of the church, but I came here through my own will. Your will? Yes. Came here only because of my own circumstances. I want to die as a human, so I've been chasing Roa. He's the reason my body has become like this. Wants to die. Wants to die. For that sole reason, I have kept on living like this, but that is all over now. These past 5 years, was it a long time? Was it a short time? I don't know. Her emotionless voice stops. She jumps directly in front of me, so I have to thank you, Tono-kun. My work here is done now. All that's left for me is for me to take responsibility for all my actions. Senpai, you mean she is going to leave? Thank you so much for everything until now. It has been a long time since I've been this happy. So let's finish with a handshake. Elba puts out her hand. I will just accept it. Handshake where we only grip our hands tightly. And this is where we part. Even though I'm not going to be here, please stay friends with Inoue-kun. I wanted to be a student like you and Inoue-kun. And then please don't take off your glasses too much. Strange power has a tendency to attract strange things. You will find this time, but I do not know what will happen the next time. Yeah, I know, someone taught me that a long time ago. In the first place, I've only recently begun to take them off with everything that has been happening. I see. That is a relief. Her fingers pull back. With a handshake over, she pulls back slightly. Then this is farewell. It will be nice to meet again someday. Can't reply. Couldn't even stop her. I returned to the mansion. It's past 9 at night. An hour past curfew. Ashiki-san, you have come back late today. She might have been in the sitting room until now. Kawaku-san comes out to greet me. I'm back, sorry about that. No, as long as you're back safely, it is okay. I'll go and make dinner, so please wait in the sitting room. Hi, is Akia here? Not because I broke curfew, but after hearing what Roa said, I don't think I can talk to her now. No, she's now in her room, so you can rest assured. No, that's not it, but hey, Kawaku-san. In this house, did you even ever hear of me and Akia having another brother? I don't think so. Why do you ask, Shigi-san? Did something happen? No. I just heard something about me maybe having a brother and wasn't really sure. You and Akia-sama are the only two siblings. I have worked in this mansion since I was a child, so it can't be a mistake. She smiles happily. Hey, Kawaku-san, you've been working here since back then? Yes, we were just apprentices, but Hisui-chan and I would help her around the mansion. It did happen a long time ago, so it is natural that you do not remember. Is she getting nostalgic? She continues to smile as she heads back to the sitting room. Just what was she saying? I guess it doesn't matter anymore. Muttering to myself, I walked towards the sitting room. I lie down in bed, pulling the sheets over me. I stare blankly at the ceiling. It's over. I still have my wounds and my memories, but it's all over. Now I can return to my peaceful life as a high school student. No need to think about killing or being killed anymore. Just forget. Forget about everything, and from tomorrow. I can't. There's no way I can forget. Damn it. But I can't do anything about it. From the beginning and end, I was lived in different worlds. Just go to sleep. I'll be able to take it tomorrow. Sleep now so I can calm down. I can't sleep. My chest is still bothering me. Oh well. Choose a book of English sentences to read so I can drift off to sleep. 1976. I was born as a child of a shopkeeper from a remote countryside village in France. I looked like my mother, who was Oriental, so I grew up feeling a little out of place wherever I went, but all the people were great people and would treat me with bright smiles. To be able to face those smiles, I lived my days honestly and positively. Helping my dad, going to school, falling in love was like normal. That was my life and I never doubted my happiness. It was truly a very short time until my 16th birthday. That came suddenly to my body, such as when I would be playing with children. For no reason I wanted to snap their necks. Such as when I see a poor beggar by the road. It seemed so funny I wanted to stab him with a knife. There's no reason for those feelings. I could not talk to anyone about it, so I started to lock myself away in my room. My dark passions came forth from within me. It's not like I had two personalities or someone came inside me. First of all, I don't believe in such unscientific things. My feelings are the small destructive passions everyone has. Like yelling at your dad after coming to wake you up after you stayed up all night. Like feeling angry when you walk along a rainy street and a car passes by and splashes you with water. Such small things I feel for an instant solidify inside of my mind and take over. That's why I knew I would do something terrible if I stayed like this. Could only lock myself away in my room. Could only not see anyone and do nothing. That way I wouldn't hate anyone and I wouldn't have those feelings. But that was a mistake. Imprisoned in my room, my mind was grinded away, and I eventually passed my limit. That day after I was completely replaced, what I thought about was how thirsty I was. Took my weakened body out of my room. My parents ran to me and they came out the room for the first time in few months. Greeting my worried parents with a smile. I killed them. So it's not a girl, it might be a guy. This might be Tonoshiki. Really was quick. My weakened body I bit into the next and sucked the blood. After sucking out the blood and life, I stood back up. Has it been 100 years? His body is very fascinating. That was my voice that I had never heard before. My lips shaping a smile. What used to be me hugged itself. What kind of coincidence was it? Originally, the family I was born into was one that I chose beforehand. But my previous self was destroyed by the princess before I could decide that. I could only feel the condition that the one I'm reincarnated into has a physical potential, resulting in an imperfect reincarnation. As a result, I was born into a body with a high potential, but into a normal family without any high social standing. It would be difficult to take over this town without having people notice, but I was not disappointed. In fact, I was filled with happiness. Certainly, it would take a long time for a normal family to gain power. Seizing power socially would be difficult with the self. But in exchange for that inconvenience, I found a truly excellent body. Till now, I had always tried to balance the body and the family standing. Consequently, I was never able to find a truly excellent body. However, the body of this time carries many more magic circuits than any of the bodies before, and this body had the same potential as my original. First, my calculating self up until now. Things like social standing, they could always be set up later. But the quality of the body is something natural and that cannot be added later. After my 17th reincarnation, I finally realized that truth. Myself that finally awoke naturally started to control the people around me like water soaking into the ground. Not in the wild manner I had done so previously, but rather in a way that didn't spill as much blood. The reason is horridly cruel. The reincarnated will called myself cannot exist by itself. All I can do is just tell the will I want to do that. I'm the one moving this body, but the method, the process was determined by my mind, which has grown along with this body. In other words, my will is from the body I'm reincarnated into, but my consciousness still remains from my original self. I have my consciousness and I have my past memories. As I sleep, I could only dream of nightmares which I would do myself. I still remember the sensation of biting into my parents' throats. I took the townspeople who always greeted me one by one. As if melting them slowly from their feet, I continued to humiliate and mutilate their souls. Within just a month, I held their lives in my fist and played with them however I wanted to. I wanted to go crazy. I wanted to entrust myself completely into insanity. But if I did that, I would commit even more sins than before. That's why I kept on trying to preserve my sanity. I tried to minimize the damage I did. If there was such a thing as relief, it was that the end to this nightmare arrived quickly. That white woman came on a night with a crimson moon. I didn't know, but I knew who she was. After a fight, the white vampire princess killed me. Since I had already prepared myself for the next reincarnation, I once again reincarnated, leaving my corpse behind. The white princess left and my body was taken to the Vatican. Red residue. So, wait. That was probably CL. And probably the reason why she doesn't die is because she died once, got killed by Arcute, but the church revived her. to start and kick off my sheets, sitting up in bed. Wow. Wipe the sweat rolling down my face. Maybe I saw a bad dream. I'm dressed in sweat. I don't remember seeing a nightmare. Was it because of that book I read? Think I saw something a little bad, but I don't remember what it was. Well, a famous doctor did say it's the nature of dreams to fade away, so I shouldn't try so hard to remember it. Knock knock, a polite knock sounds. Good morning, Shiki-sama. Hello, Kissy. I shall save here, take a break and play again later. Wow, it's really been 1 hour since then, the fuck?